is really, really sad, you know. It's really sad. And sometimes people say they don't listen to the news, but somebody's going to tell you. Somebody's going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Even the incident where the young man chop off his mother head. I didn't hear that on the news. Is when I went to get together last Wednesday for to close off the class, and somebody mentioned it. I was so appalled. I couldn't believe it. You know, so sad. I don't know when we're going to this, Mr. Malcolm. I don't know when we reach the state that if a man step on your toe, you want to kill him. You run for a knife or a gun. So sad. And you know, to be honest with you, most morning when I'm having my devotion, I pray for those young men, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I pray for them. But it seems like it's not helping. I don't know.
Yeah.
Really, really sad, Mr. Malcolm. It's really, really sad. But people is saying that white people don't like us. But yet, there's not a white man out here right now that's killing us off. We all are black people and we're killing off one another. So what the sense is saying that a white man don't like you? When you're a black man and you're killing off your black brother and sister.
Yes, it's something we have talked about multiple times on this program, that we have said we are the new slave masters. We are the ones, we are the ones who are continuing to keep ourselves in and our families in fear, and you can't go here and you can't go there because of this and that, and the devil knows what. We have some homegrown terrorists in this country. We are terrorizing ourselves and our people and our families, etc. That's a sad part of it. That's where it's at.
Really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Really sad, Mr. Malcolm. But as you always say, who know better, do better. And I hear you say this all the while too. Man must be protected from his own self.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna hang up on that to me because each time you say it, I don't think I understand it well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how man can protect it from his own self. I need you to explain that to me one more time, okay?
All
God
right.
bless you. Bless
Bless
your
you too.
family. You
Thank
keep
you.
safe now.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Good bless my
Bye bye.
brother.
Bye bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Yes, it's one of those quotations that we have created. Man must be protected from himself. Left to himself, man is perhaps the most destructive creature on the face of the planet. Now, in terms of explaining, I'm not sure how much clearer I can make it, except to say that because of how man is constituted, how man is made, and the environment, and it doesn't matter apparently the nature and extent of the environment, because man's purpose is survival at its lowest level. That's the purpose. I'm in this problem now. How do I get out of this? Or I'm really hungry now. I need to get some food. And so I'm going to go searching for food. And it might come down to whatever means necessary. I need to get some food because I am hungry. So talk about basic instincts. Man needs to eat. Man needs to wash. Man needs to take care of his family. And when we use the term, when we use the noun man, we're not necessarily limiting it to the male gender. We're putting everybody under that umbrella, humankind or mankind. Everybody under that umbrella. Because as we have seen time and time again, that at some point man loses it. When you can murder your family members by slitting their throats one by one, your family members, that's just an indication of how vicious man can become. So the same man who will laugh and maybe in some instances reason with you is that same man who at some point, and again, we're using man in a generic way, it means woman as well. We're talking about women as well. So that man, no matter how warm and friendly and kind man seems to be, at some point, by virtue of some trigger, something will trigger it, whatever it is. There are different triggers. And then man loses it totally. And then when you ask some of these individuals, for those who have been able to speak with those who have been convicted of murders, etc., some of them will tell you, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They will tell you. So they, in that moment when they are transformed from man to beast, something else takes over. And they do what they do. Man must be protected from himself. Left to himself, man is perhaps the most destructive creature on the face of the planet. So it is. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's go to Florida right now. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, boss, you doing?
I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
I'm doing the same. Okay. All right, one quick one because time around coming up. I heard something on the news recently where they said they're going to have a gun amnesty starting weekend gone. Is that clear?
Yes.
No, and yesterday I heard on the news, they said up to now, the road boy, them don't want turning any gun yet. But if what I'm hearing is correct, the person who made that speech is making a crazy speech by telling them that if when the gun turn in, it can trace back to them on whatever crime. They're not going to turn in that bad.
Well, I don't know
If you have an amnesty, you have an amnesty for pulling the gun, when the gun come in, the gun get destroyed, melt up for whatever purpose. You're not going back to nobody, no question asked, and they're good to go.
That is what you have extrapolated from the information that has been reported. That's what I'm saying. So you have extrapolated from that. You have taken out of that certain elements to come to a particular conclusion.
Well, that is, remember now, the amnesty is about not penalizing you after you turn it in. You don't want them to come back and haunt you again, no problem. But if you are telling them, just like in the vaccine thing, them tell the people them say, if they take it down, them sit and can't sue them and people start declining to come in. Then them start say people now come in. Remember, it's what they're saying is scaring the people.
No, but people, why are you worried about it? People are free to decide whether they want to take advantage of the opportunity or not. And if they don't, there are consequences. And if they do, there are also consequences. Let the chips fall where they may.
So Malcolm, these politicians are also when making the speech, they have to think before they talk. You can, after you talk and find you go wrong, you try correct it. If you would tell me, say, handing this, and after me handing it, somebody come back after me. The man, it now good enough, go and bring it in.
Well, law enforcement still has to take place.
Yes, but the goal is to pull the gun off the street.
Yeah, well,
So don't give no scary
it's not
talk when
working
the
and
gun
it's
start
not going to work.
going that
So you
process.
won't have anything to debate. It's not going to work, and it's not working. People are not coming
So you're
forward.
not going to come in then, and then we'll have this continual problem with them.
No, it means you move on to something else. Find another solution.
Yeah, but Mr. Malcolm, you find the solution, but at the same time, you destroy the solution.
No, I don't know. I don't know. In your opinion, we have to go to the break. Are you going to hold?
I know, tomorrow, because I forgot right now, but I'll take you on that tomorrow again.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Que ahora es en español. Son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4h16. Science, TDN le. Si dien shi liao fen. 16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Lloyd Berry, aka King Lloyd, has posted a picture, and let's see, and some, well, a long message. DJ, at your polling place, vote Tuesday, November 8th. Good day, Mr. Durvan. Good day to Jamaica and Jamaicans in and out of Jamaica. Sir D, I don't stop getting these messages, but I'm still at work. Get off until about 6 or 7. Lloyd, it's election day. I'm Linda, a volunteer with PA Dems. That's what's that? Philadelphia or Pennsylvania? This election is so important. Can we count on you to support Democrats up and down the ballot, Lloyd? Hi, it's Sam again with Josh Shapiro for PA. Polls are closing at 8 p.m. and I wanted to remind you that if you're in line to vote when the polls close, don't leave the line. You can find your polling location at iwillvote.com. Have you voted yet? Hey, if you live at E. Godfrey Avenue, there's going to be a DJ at your polling place at the Franklin School at 5735 Rising Sun Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19120. Here's a picture of it. Make sure to vote tomorrow, Tuesday, November 8th. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So Lloyd, who lives in Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, has shared with us the messages that he has received at different points, encouraging him to go out and vote on this election day in America. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello. Good afternoon. No, I just look forward to enjoying some football. I don't have a team. Yes. All right. Thank you for the call. All the best. Take care. Jem Marjorie, otherwise known as Kim Messam, says, Good afternoon. Oh, Durvan, read the song by Bob Marley you played before you came on. You played all the time before I came on? No, it's not the theme song by Ray Charles. There's a line in the song that says, Let not your heart be troubled, and something about positive. Sounds like Bob Marley. Could be wrong. You play it all the time before you come on. All the time? Not sure about that. I'm still not getting it, but thank you for your message anyway. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website. Ren Mendez says, Sir D, you need to ask that gentleman what he would do if he was earning Jamaican dollars. And that was Verol earlier on from Canada, who is back home in Jamaica now. And Ren Mendez messaging us from Toronto, Canada. Welcome, Ren. This one says, Hi, Durvan. That story about the son beheading his mother was all over the media. It is said the son is mentally challenged. And other messages. Hello to Rosemary Booth. She says, Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Rosemary Booth. Deanne Murray says, Good afternoon from Fort Lauderdale. Welcome, Deanne Murray from Fort Lauderdale. And she says, I'm from Philly and thought I was in Philly. All right. Thank you for your message. And this one says she's talking about living in the positive at the end of Power Talk. Oh, must be. But that's not Bob Marley. That is, I think the artist's name is Nas. Nas. I think that's his name. Nas. Living in the positive. So his full name is Nasio Fontaine. Nasio Fontaine. Nasio Fontaine. And the album is called Living in the Positive, Rise Up, published 2007. So that's the Power Talk theme. That's a Power Talk theme music or theme song. Hope you got that. Who was that again? That was Jem Marjorie. Jem Marjorie Kim Messam. Thank you for your message. Here's a call coming through. Let's find out if this person wants to be on air. Hello? Hello? Not hearing anything. Hello? All right, I guess that person went. So it is. Let's move on. Right, so thank you for that. This one says, this is from North Carolina, listener from North Carolina. The person is referring to your theme song. They think it's a Bob Marley song. So tell them who the real singer is. Well, as we have said, it's not our theme song. The theme song for Both Sides of the Story is Both Sides of the Story by Phil Collins. That's the theme song. And then, of course, on any given day, we play different songs to match whatever theme or develop one development or another that's happening. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Would you like to be on the radio?
I was just giving you some heads up with the song the person is talking about, Living in the Positive. It's a theme song for Power Talk.
Yes, yeah. we figured that out and shared that information. But thanks anyway.
See you later.
All right, take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. And let's see what's the very latest here now. There was a story that we saw earlier on. Hello? Okay, thank you. All right, just getting a cricket update. Barbados Pride all out for 176. Right, in their match against Jamaica. All right, Jamaica yet to reply. All right, thank you. Okay. Look who's calling us now. June from Norway. Miss June, how are you? Hello? Where did she go? All right, I guess she'll come back online at some point. Let's go to another call. 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon, Mr. Coombs. Not a soul troubling you, Mr. Coombs. You can say anything you want. Not a soul. Not a soul troubling you. Who would trouble Mr. Coombs? Not a soul troubling you, Mr. Coombs. You'll be fine. Oh. Every time I read my Bible, I get a little knowledge. You know that song? Every time I read my Bible, I get to know about Jesus Christ. Yes.
And we prove God, we prove him We pray to him and he answer me prayer. So let me tell you, the politician them, but the young man, me not wrong him, you know. But a Christian, me not wrong him for, you hear him say? Him have people put his way, and me hear a man talk and talk, so say, when him have been going and John going, you say I'm going, I'm not afraid to come there. All right, I was telling me somebody yesterday, one man called and say, he come to Manchester and he go to the airport, come meet somebody, make a man in the airport at town there. And from
Norman Manley International
yeah,
Airport.
thank you for correction, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And from there to Manchester, you don't see one police patrol, all right. Me call me somebody, when my time come, me say me somebody, a man want a man, a water house, two neighbor water house agree. And one of them have to report each Monday.
One moment, Mr. Coombs.
Yeah, country love. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. The College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE, supports Minard Livestock Show and Bee Festival. CASE takes cattle seriously. In fact, our sports mascot is the bull. Yes, we do sports too. CASE offers master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees in agricultural education, agri-engineering, and more, plus our comprehensive continuing education programs. And CASE partners offer big scholarships. CASE 876-993-54368 or www.case.edu.jm. Get the most accurate news, sports, commentary, business, and more every Sunday from the best. The Sunday Gleaner. Discover a new job, home, or upgrade to a new car. Get the latest in entertainment, health, finance, and so much more. Purchase your copy this Sunday. The Sunday Gleaner gives you everything you need. The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5h moins 29. 现在几点了？5点20九分. 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Yes, Mr. Coombs, you're saying something about two men in Waterhouse?
One the other one for them give bad. And one of them have to go every month to go report that was be a condition of bail. And the man go away with 2 magazines. One I go in there, go down one load in the pocket, and he go down and shoot the man after and go around be a station and go report.
I remember the story. I remember.
Thank you. I can move on, Mr. No. Olympic Garden police station. You can look it up, you know. Look it up. A man from Riverton, I don't know if it's Natty Morgan or Sandakan. Olympic Garden joined with the horses team, you know. And the man climb over the private land, put a ladder, go up on the wall, sit down, take the ladder, carry up, put you over the station, Mr. Malcolm, go down in the station yard with him gun, and look at the 12 police. And the man around, you know, and go in carrying him, walk out, tap a taxi, and him gone, him go. So when a man
where you saw all of that?
I don't side Mr. Malcolm, I read the star and I know about it. You can look it up, you know.
Mr. Coombs, my late mother would say you're bread butter on both sides. Yes, you're bread butter on both sides.
All right, so what me say to you,
No, I said no such thing. I'm just saying you are expecting me, with all that I have to do, to go and look up this and look up that and look up this. That's not how it works, Mr. Coombs. Furthermore, what is the... Anyway, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there for now.
No, hold on.
Yes.
The caregiver husband come from down there. Your man and go down there. If you must hear him, just leave it too long. Me not make him confirm and back me up.
We don't need any confirmation, Mr. Coombs. We hear you.
So when a man want to Mr. Malcolm, he go for you anyway.
That's right. That's why we were talking earlier on that man must be protected from himself.
Yeah.
Left to himself, man is the most destructive creature on the face of the planet. Right. Man must survive, and man will do whatever it takes to survive.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for the call. Thank you. Take care. Hello. Let's go to Miss June in Norway. Hello. Good afternoon, Miss June. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to each and everyone. While me there, you're listening, you. Nothing special. Me just call to say hello.
That's very kind of you to call to say hello.
The weather changing, getting cold.
Yeah.
All the leaves then drop off of the tree, start drop off of the tree. So, nothing much to say. Okay, tell you about the chocho now.
Yes.
You know, say the chocho grow right through the year. And you know, and then drop off of the tree when they fit and then start grow same place. So you just have to pick them up and push them into the dirt. They must say, me a country girl. And chocho can use in every meal. The soup, you cook it with, your beef, your pork, your everything. You put in one little chocho, you put in one little carrot, you put in one little Irish potato, and stretch it out. The mother was a cook. Stretch it out. The chocho can use in everything. Okay, now, man.
Thank you. Thank you for the call.
My mother was a cook, and I love to cook too.
I can hear that.
Okay, my darling, take it easy. I'm not going to sleep now. I'm not going to stay up all night.
Yes, it's 25 minutes to 11 o'clock in the night in Oslo, Norway. What are you sitting up to watch?
I'm going to watch the American.
Oh, the election results in America.
Yes, and that means to say I'm going to late because I will start before 3-4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to go up all night. I'm going to sleep after your show.
Well, you know what they say, the older you get, the less sleep you need. So you can afford to be up all night.
Yes, man. Me not work. Me the home in the home lady now, so me can do anything me want to do.
When I grow up, I want to be like you.
But you have to work hard if you want to be like me.
I know.
You can lay down and still get your little money in your pocket where you can eat and drink and do anything you want to do.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Sure you work hard if you want to relax when you're old.
Right.
Anyway, love you down and we'll leave you there.
Lots of love to you too. Take care.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye. That's Miss June in Norway speaking with us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Here's a message from Beresford. He says, "Hail, Brother Durvan. I think the caller is right about the ineffectiveness of the gun amnesty policy. Well, that was never in dispute. The police would be careless and reckless if they didn't do ballistic tests on the weapons that are turned in. And if it's discovered that any of these weapons were involved in some serious crimes, should that be ignored? It would be better for a gunman if he destroyed the weapon himself. And unless his arrest is imminent, that would be what would be the..." Well, I haven't given any thought to the gun amnesty, except to say on the face of it that I just doubt, and it's just a hunch, nothing else. I just don't see it happening in terms of people actively, readily, zealously giving up guns. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's go to the phone lines again. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Mr. Malcolm?
It is.
Yes, sir. First time call, a long time listener. How are you doing?
I am fine, thanks. How are you?
You're not going, I old west. But, sir, like you say, at first I'm not the thing that tell man say, people do every human being and man, as you say, human being or whatever. Them do everything. We do everything to survive, sir.
Yep.
And you never lie. You never lie. You're not lie. You have to tell them as it is. You're so educated and things. I'm listening upon a daily basis.
Thank you.
Because I retire and certain things when we never learn, you teach me. Enough things we teach me about the radio. You teach me about the radio here. So, just for the work you're doing and everything, you know?
Well,
And thing. But you know, sir, I live in the States for the longest while. I came home a couple of years ago and they might eat me hometown up there now. You know, sir, Nicola lives down Miami.
yes.
They're supposed to land in the morning. I just talked to my brother up there and my
Yes.
son. So, yeah, it's our lick them say it's dead on to down at Miami.
Well, we hope they will successfully ride out that storm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was there in Wilma, I was there. I went there after Anjo, yeah, so
Okay.
in the earlier part. But Wilma came there and I was there. Thing, yes, sir. Well, anyway, Mr. Malcolm, I appreciate your work and everything, and God bless you and keep doing what you're doing. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Sharon Richards says, blessed afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all listeners out there. Lots of blessings to you too, Sharon Richards. Peter Gracie says, good seeing you this windy day, Mr. Malcolm. Yes, indeed. It's good seeing you too, Peter Gracie. And looks like I'm in trouble, Peter Gracie. What did I forget? Oh boy. Let's check on that off air, Peter Gracie. Thank you very much for your message. And CVAD official says big up. Big up to you too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your message. Here's a message from Ren Mendez in Canada. Another message, his second message of the day. He says, good afternoon, Sir D. Something that is gaining a lot of traction on talk radio is the new traffic laws pertaining to harsher penalties, taking away drivers' licenses, reducing the amount of outstanding or the number of outstanding traffic tickets, etc. While I applauded these measures, I think we are missing a very crucial part of the equation. I do not hear anything of the penalties for the following: stiff penalties for our citizens who reach for their wallets and their handbags to bribe those traffic police. Even stiffer penalties for those traffic police who accept those bribes. Penalties for the traffic police who are giving tickets for speeding in a 50-kilometer zone, while the last posted sign clearly marked 80 kilometers. While knowing that there are no posted signs to inform the driver that the speed limit has been changed to a 50 zone, unfortunately, I suspect it will be business as usual. You will also have more drivers driving without driver's licenses and insurance because they are not able to renew said licenses. By the way, I have witnessed the bribe in action, and everyone in Jamaica knows that this is happening. A lot of Jamaican citizens have become immune to lawlessness and lack of respect for the laws of the country. We live in hope. Stay safe. RM. Thank you very much, Ren, for your message. Neville Salah Solomon says, Durban, what the man saying that if he turn his gun in, someone will trace you to find out if you did use it to commit a crime? So they're not going to turn their guns in. These people not thinking. They need to put a little thought into their action. I'm Salah from Kingston. Thank you for your message, Salah from Kingston. To the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. This is one yard and listener.
Thank you very much. Happy to have you on board.
I listen to you almost every afternoon when you are.
Thank you.
And as the caller previously said, you learned a lot from you.
Yes.
I also do.
Happy to hear that.
Let's continue to be good. Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Take care.
Okay, sir.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And taking your calls, and your messages are flowing in as well. Frederick Miller says, immunity plus $1 million. I will give my gun tomorrow. OBJ. All right, OBJ, we hear you. Dr. Sharon Wiles says, greetings, Sir Dervan from New York. Hello, Dr. Sharon Wiles in New York. How are you? Good to see you online. Thank you very much for tuning in.
The time is now
4:45.
Monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you're experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and/or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
for haulage, welding, moving, dredging, pile driving, cranes for lifting up to 450 tons, and skilled workmen. Call Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, 29 Marion Road, Montego Bay, and 85 Old Hope Road, Kingston 6. Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, the strongest name in steel.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 14. 现在几点了？5点加14分. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, and taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Wanted to share a bit of history with you before time runs out today. Let's see how far back we'll go, or maybe how recent the information will be. Let's take a look. H. Morgan in Birmingham is messaging us. He says, hi, Dervan, good day. RM, as in Ren Mendez, is correct. RM is correct. I, too, have been a victim of bribing by the police. In Central Village, while I was in Jamaica, he stated I was doing 80 miles per hour. He stated the limit was 50 when the sign clearly marked 80 kilometers. Then he gave me a book saying I should put what I have in it. So yes, some police do take bribes from the public. And here's the thing I found some years ago. If they're not conversant with the use of the speed gun, they will cause problems for motorists. Here's why. When they are holding the speed gun towards the vehicle, if that gun is not properly positioned, it could capture the length of the bill of the vehicle. It could capture the length. It's called, if you Google it, it's called slipping. So if your hand slips in a particular way, then the gun captures the length, something to do with the length of the vehicle. And then that is added to the, I don't know how it is, how it turns out to be that way, but I read about slipping some years ago. So that would elevate the speed level. So when you look at the speed gun, you perhaps would be shocked because you weren't going that fast. But what happened was that the person, the policeman holding the speed gun, positioned it in such a way that it took into account, for want of a more sophisticated term, it took into account the size, the length of the vehicle, because the hand slipped and caused the gun to capture the length of the vehicle. But I don't remember all of the mechanics, but there is such a thing as slipping when the speed gun slips and ends up capturing other matter that is then mistakenly and erroneously manifested as the speed which you were traveling at, which in fact you were not traveling at that speed. You can Google that. I don't know if they still have the information out there, but it's called slipping speed gun. Right. Slipping speed guns may result in innocent drivers being fined. Speed radar guns. Let's see. Let's bring this up. So there might have very well been some people on the receiving end. The slipping effect is caused when the gun's infrared pulses are disrupted by the operator moving the beam down the side of the vehicle instead of keeping it steady. When this happens, the gun can be effectively tricked, interpreting the movement of the beam as speed, and the length of the car is added to the distance actually traveled. So that is what I was trying to say earlier on in terms of recalling and recounting that this could be one of the ways in which a lot of motorists have been wrongly ticketed. Motorists who were not doing the kind of speed that the on-duty police would tell them that they were doing. Dr. Sharon Wiles says, I have been just lazy today, tired, LOL. Yes, we all need a lazy day or two, quite frankly. A day or two when we try to do absolutely nothing. Nothing wrong with that. The body needs rest and relaxation. Very important. Thank you very much for your messages. Keep them coming in. And thank you, H. Morgan, for yours as well. Clifford says, hi, Dervon. Greetings as usual. I would like to see property owners clean in front of their property, as is done in Canada. If I do not, I will hear from the authorities sooner or later. Stay safe. Yes, that's something we don't do very well in terms of enforcing the law with respect to, can I use this word for lawns and shrubs and so on. We generally use it for human beings, unkempt. But in that case, I perhaps could say unkept, meaning the place is bushy and there's obviously no care taken to cut the grass and the shrubs and so on and so forth. In America and Canada and elsewhere in the world, you can be cited and fined for it. In Jamaica, well, that's hardly ever enforced. A lot of work to be done in that regard. All right, let's see if we can leave you with a couple of nuggets of history before we go. Let's go back to, or let's be a little more recent. What do you think? Let's see. What do we have here? On this day, in 2009, Prime Minister Bruce Golding announced that the former permanent secretary in the office of the Prime Minister, OPM, Patricia Sinclair McCallum, would head a special team set up to carry out the rationalization of the public sector. Mr. Golding made the announcement at the annual general meeting of Generation 2000 G2K at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters on Belmont Road in New Kingston. On this day in 2008, 16-foot waves created by storm surges from the outer bands of Hurricane Paloma pummeled Montego Bay's hip strip between Friday, November 7 in the night and Saturday, November 8 in the morning. Cascading over cars along the thoroughfare, the waves also caused the temporary closure of the number one entertainment spot in Montego Bay, Margaritaville, which was battered by the powerful force of the sea. And also on this day in 2008, the Met Office issued flash flood warning for all parishes. A gradual reduction in rainfall was expected over the island by the 9th of November, although a broad trough should generate afternoon thunderstorms across the island. So again, it's a reminder of how far into the hurricane season these systems can develop. This was 2008, 16-foot waves. How many people remember that that happened on Montego Bay's hip strip on this day in 2008? On this day in 2004, there was a mad rush for petrol as motorists stormed gas stations across the island to stack up following a shortage of petroleum supplies on the weekend. How many people remember that? This despite the government's assurance that there was adequate supply. Philip Paulwell, Minister with portfolio responsibility for the energy sector, in a release issued on this day in 2004, urged the public not to panic or rush service stations. He said deliveries were being made to those service stations which had been experiencing difficulties with supplies earlier. On this day in 2003, Jamaica Labour Party JLP delegates, the previous day, well, the report was this day about the previous day. So around this time in 2003, Jamaica Labour Party JLP delegates defied last-minute urgings of party leader Edward Seaga by voting out two of his closest allies and loyalists, Olivia Babsy-Grange and Edmund Bartlett, as deputy leaders. At the end of the counting, James Robertson, Member of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, and Dr. Horace Chang, MP for Northwest St. James, were declared the new deputy leaders, to the tumultuous applause of thousands at its 60th annual party conference at the National Arena. On this day in 2003, bus drivers and conductors employed to the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, withdrew their services and used buses to block several roads in downtown Kingston to protest against what they charged was the physical assault by the police of one of their colleague drivers, a conductress, as well as a civilian. On this day in 2000, National Commercial Bank NCB Group investors voted overwhelmingly in favor of a plan to recognize the group and its subsidiaries, which will give the Financial Sector Adjustment Company, FinSAC, a 76% controlling stake in the restructured bank. However, customers of the island's largest commercial bank were unable to use its facilities after staff called a surprise island-wide strike over a pay dispute, which had the effect of closing its branches. I think we'll have to wrap now. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 8th of November, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.